Live from Denver, it's the home of the Nuggets. We're broadcasting from the Pepsi Center. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. Last outing for Phoenix, the loss to the Dallas Mavericks. Now, here's George. Just 5 on the clock. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. Stolen by Michael Conley. And the dunk by Love.
Oh, guys, Kevin Love with the power finish there.
And here's Redick. He'll bring it up for the Phoenix Suns.
And you gotta love just how smart of a point guard Mike Conley is. You never get the sense he is forcing anything with the ball and keeps it moving around to his teammates. Very aware of his spacing and the spacing of others while running that offense.
Here's Conley. Paul George making his last shot. Poked away. And stolen by Redick. A nice shot by George.
Well, Paul George routinely making these difficult shots look easy. He's showing how dominant he truly is.
How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
And Conley, who is so good with space and timing on offense, seems to always find a way to score inside.
I mean, he has that great floater to lean on for scoring. And the only thing you want from Conley is help. Has had a few too many injuries to ignore the last few seasons. This team is so visibly better when he is healthy and on the floor.
The Nuggets moving the ball around. Offensive rebound. Gasol. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Love's got 5 now.
There's a certain rhythm and pace to the way Kevin Love plays the game. He knows when to spot up off the pass.
Oh, fantastic dunk. And he hangs around up there just for a little camera time.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to land awkwardly. Who knows? But there he is, and we see it very clearly. Now Conley. Pass to O'Neal. From past the arc. Drills the three-pointer. O'Neal's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And George, here we go.
Kevin, the vertical of Paul George. How good is that?
Unbelievable. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Marco Bellinelli picks them. Phoenix shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that. And Paul George, a terrific two-way player, an all-star, an all-NBA performer, and multiple all-defense selections.
Here's O'Neal. Off target with his 3. To the paint. Here's Lopez. And Lopez throws it down.
Kev, if you give Lopez a 7-footer this much room, it's over.
And Paul George has made it a goal to win Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, he's got tremendous length and quickness, but really his pride at that end of the floor might matter even more. He just takes great pride in being a complete player.
The Suns making a switch here. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Pass to Bellinelli. And again, Denver no good.
Tough to hit that shot when the D is all over you like that.
Suns leading by 9. Here's George. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. George has got 11 points.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Bellinelli. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
Boy, for a capable three-point shooter, that's one he expects to make.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Marco Bellinelli. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's George.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
And George with the stuff.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
No, exactly right. You can't afford to get complacent, right? They have to stay hungry and humble if they want to keep this lead.
Back to Conley. Here's Love. Off the mark, and the drop continues.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
The Suns shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And Paul George, the league leader in steals and deflections in 2018.
And Frank Vogel, who coached him at Indiana, said he always thought PG had Allen Iverson's instincts in Scottie Pippen's body. He's talented enough to disrupt without gambling. I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
Well, I don't think you can ask for anything more, Greg. What a wonderful job establishing a lead early in this one.
Pass to Wagner. Cans it from downtown. Wagner's got 5 points so far.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Bellinelli gets the bucket.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Oh, I'll tell you, that's good basketball. You have to get a little creative against the big man, but I love his initiative.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
And it's early, but obviously you've got to like the dominance down low. They're simply bullying the other team right now.
Drops in the tray. 5 points in the game.
He's known as more steady than flashy, but that was a sensational pass by Conley. He can get fancy when he needs to.
And there's another turnover by the Nuggets.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
7 seconds left here in the opening quarter. From deep, George.
Boy, what a nice carom there, guys. He can really use that size and length to his advantage.
Paul George, he's been the... And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And for the Suns, this has been the game they wanted to have.
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
Not at all. Every time they get the ball, they're looking to burn the defense in transition.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets. Of course, when you look at point guards now, lots of combo skills, but there aren't as many guys with the pass-first mindset maybe that we've seen in the past.
Right, and it's a great point, Kevin, because increasingly you've got to be able to have guys at all 5 positions who are willing to score, or it certainly enhances your ability to win. If you are a pass-first mindset and really put scoring at a secondary level of importance, you've got to do it at such a high level. And I'm talking about guys like Rajon Rondo, Ricky Rubio, Lonzo Ball. All are men who have such a high degree of passing acumen that they can take a step back scoring-wise and still affect winning.
Great examples. Pass to Collins. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Collins has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. To the middle. Whoops, they pick off the pass. It's a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, guys. Well, Marc Gasol is the more fiery of the Gasol brothers. Pau Gasol says, I sugarcoat things a little more than Marc. He's more emotional, more direct. And Marc said, when a mistake happens on defense, I know you're not concentrating. I don't allow that. He knows controlling his frustration is important. He says, I'm working on it. Guys?
Part of leadership, DA. Thank you. Here's Lynn. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Well, last year, pretty much a lost year for Lynn. Tore his patella tendon on opening night indoors. That was it.
Yeah, that was hard to watch for Jeremy Lin because you know he's put in the time and was penciled in for a big role with Brooklyn. It's so nice to see him step back between the lines and continue playing.
Pass to Hart. Lopez up top. And Lopez throws it down.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
Yeah, you know, they may have gotten the feeling he would dish it off, but he had a surprise for them.
The Suns front office have said it's time to raise the bar. Doris, the rebuild can go on only so long. They don't want a losing mentality to set in.
Well, we've heard this before, Kevin, right? The open letter to fans in 2016 promising to turn it around. But in the end, it's not about words. It's about wins.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
A nice shot by Lynn.
Well, Jeremy Lin finds a way to get to the inside of that paint, and difficult for the defense to do anything in there.
In the corner, George with it. Pass to Hart. Lets a floater go. And the basket by Isaac. Isaac's got his first bucket in this one.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Back to Bertans. Out to the wing. And Lynn now top the key. 4 on the clock. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
Suns lead by 12. Pass to George. Picked him clean. Here's Lynn. And it's sent back by Isaac.
You can see the long wingspan of Jonathan Isaac coming into play twice on the pipes.
Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
That's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
Here's George. And George with this stuff.
What you love about Paul George is if he understands he's got his game in rhythm, he's going to stay aggressive.
A nice shot by Lynn. Lynn's got his second basket of the night.
You know, rough start for him, but he seems to have turned the corner here in the second period.
Here's George. He's got 20. The kick out to Lopez. Suns moving the ball around. Shot clock at 3. And the basket by Isaac.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
In the corner, Collins with it. The basket good off the assist from Lynn. Collins has got 6 points in the quarter.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Stolen by Jackson. And Jackson throws it down hard.
You can see the connection Josh Jackson has with his guys. So precise, finishing that alley-oop. Nice.
Pass to Jones. And he gets it to go. Jones has got 8 points.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Right, really a disappointing effort on the defensive end, not offering any challenge at all at the cup.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one. I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team. And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Good on the triple. He's got 5.
There's a real knack for understanding when a guy is uncovered. And Paul George's court awareness on display right there. Beautiful.
And J.J. Redick picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
I'll tell you, with that being his second foul, now you've got to be more careful. You can't give the officials any excuse to whistle him for number 3 before the end of this half.
From deep three-point range.
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defensive.
The 3 from Bertans. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. The Nuggets trail by 14. Stolen by George. And Phoenix pushing it up now. George has got the ball.
Kevin, terrific activity from Paul George. Sticks his long arms in and mucks up the passing lanes.
And J.J. Redick, a longtime vet in the NBA, but still plays with a lot of energy.
And Redick said he feels like he's been revitalized in the last few seasons with his change of scenery, playing with more joy, and has always been explosive off the ball in his efforts to get open. You can see when he's on the floor, the whole offense seems to pick up their energy.
Isaac with the steal. Lets it go with a 3. No good that time. And Denver the other way now. And Love has it in the corner. No good with the triple. Suns leading by 14. And the wide open shot from Redick. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Redick's got 8 points.
The passing skills of Paul George are simply impressive. This guy is terrific at realizing when he needs to give it up.
From 12 feet out. Outside for Redick. Lopez outside. Back to Redick. Shot clock at 6. And Gasol comes to help. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And Love's got the ball here for Denver. Trailing by 17. Isaac with the steal. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Conley. That's foul number 2 for him. And Phoenix has possession. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now here is Conley. He's still scoreless so far in this one.
That's his first personal foul.
And here are the Nuggets now. 19-point game. O'Neal. Good on the 3-point shot. He has 6. Of course, at times out there, things get a little heated. Some people feel like the whistle's being blown too quickly on some of these technical fouls. What do you think?
I would actually completely disagree, Kevin. I think there are certain players who are given far too much latitude and others for whom the whistle does come too quickly. So I think it would be better and more helpful to the officials, the teams, and also the fans to understand what is and what does cross a line. Because to me, there's no consistency. There's a lot of confusion. And I think it works both ways. Sometimes too long of a leash, sometimes too short.
Excellent appraisal. Just 5 on the clock. Phoenix needs to get off a shot. George. And George able to finish. George has got 4 this quarter.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Bellinelli for 3. Marc Gasol picks up the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Suns leading by 18. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. And then Jones with the jam.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. Pass to O'Neal. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Outside Conley. Over in the corner, Gasol. The Nuggets with another miss.
Oh, great job on the closeout, providing a lot of good D on the perimeter.
Well, that's just superb effort on the defensive end. You don't allow the shooter to get into a rhythm from deep.
The shot by Bellinelli. No good. Here's Isaac. It's good. Isaac's got 6.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now here's Conley. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. He gets it in there.
And he knows how to make good use of his size in that low block. And Gasol's inside game is very refined. There's a smoothness to how he approaches it.
Yeah, I'd say that shot is well within his range.
I would hope so. Here's Conley after the Suns pick up 2. Gasol is doubled. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Yeah, surprised he doesn't have more shot attempts. He's been accurate. You'd think he'd want to take control now with them behind.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Solid work at the line a season ago. 83% on his opportunities.
Denver calls timeout.
And even now in his mid-30s, Marc Gasol is fantastic. I mean, he gives you everything you want at that center position. Strong defender and rebounder, and he has a host of ways to get you buckets.
The Suns making a switch here.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Well, I think they've got to ramp up the pressure. There's no excuse for letting them score at will in the paint. Make them feel you.
The Suns making a change here. Tipped away. Stolen by Collins. To the inside. And finished off by Collins.
Well, we know this. Jeremy Lin knows how to run an offense. His ability to find the open man, uncanny.
Yeah, just nice strength there, and then just off with the shot.
The Suns have gone 2 of 4 at the free throw line. Good on the second free throw. The Nuggets trail by 19. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
The Achilles heel of this team right now, turnovers. and had the right idea there in calling for the screen, but he was just slow to get to the spot and didn't get set.
Yeah, just a matter of he needs to be there a split second earlier. Not much room for error when you're setting a screen.
Here's George. Lays it up and banks it in. George has got 6 here in this quarter.
That's phenomenal athleticism on the drive. Paul George just sprints past everyone with ease.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. A nice shot by Lynn. Lynn's got 8 points.
And you have to admire his focus. Not a good matchup for him in terms of size differential.
No, but that play is about his will, right? He won't back down from the...
And so it's Phoenix with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We've got more in store for you right after this. And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And it's Rivers with the ball. He brings it up for the Phoenix Suns. In the corner, it's Koufos. Count the basket. Koufos has got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for the Suns.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around it.
But they'll get another chance. Here's Lynn. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
And for Lynn, missing the season last year, he's just glad to be back. His playmaking and creativity is something that this team needs. As long as he's healthy and playing aggressively, he'll be an effective guard option.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And the Suns making a change here. It's Rivers on the wing. And finished off by Rivers.
Boy, nice team basketball being played right there. You see the open man and you deliver the ball right away.
And with Lynn, he made a point upon returning from injury, saying he will not change how he plays.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys, they'll shy away from contact after experiencing a torn patella like Lynn did, but he knows that he is at his best going at defenders and absorbing that contact. He said he'll try and be more aware of how he lands, but has no plans of changing his game.
And right, no good on that one. The Suns coach Igor Kokoshkov has coached Slovenia to the 2017 Eurobasket title. Doris, the country's first ever European title. It certainly helped put his name on the map.
Yeah, no doubt, Kevin. This young man has had great success internationally and as an NBA assistant. And how about Kokoshkov, a homecoming in Phoenix? He and his family have maintained a house there for over a decade. Boy, the score would look a lot different if his teammates could have had the kind of night he's had.
Here's Rivers. And then Rivers with the dunk.
And textbook. I mean, that move to the lane, you got to tip your hat on that one.
Well said, Greg. And Clark with some major elevation on the slam. Players going to great lengths to improve their performance and extending their prime years. We're seeing it all over the league. Doris, it amazes me.
I heard a number of LeBron James spending 7 figures a year.
Wow.
That's a 1 in 6 zeros to take care of his body.
No kidding.
Right, making an investment in your future. Understanding nutrition to training to recovery. Listen, you have a limited window, Kevin, to make money with your body if you're a professional athlete. So why you wouldn't want to extend that window as long as possible? You're playing a kid's game for fun, Kevin. Come on, let's lengthen it out if we can.
And there's the call on Austin Rivers. That's his first foul. A big group substitution here for Phoenix. Paul George with the steal. And they're running. Redick inside the line. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
And that's another fast break bucket. And this is the pace, though, guys, that's been working for him.
You know, I think, Greg, the faster the tempo, the better they are. And I love the pace they're playing with right now.
That's his second personal foul.
And the first one drops.
Now, Jeremy Lin is an aggressive player, Kevin, someone who will make things happen. I like how aggressive he is. He sets a tone with that aggression.
G League last season experimenting Doris with coaches' challenges of certain calls during games. Do you see that perhaps moving over as well to the NBA?
Kevin, my understanding on this is that across NBA ownership, there is real momentum to allow for a coach's challenge. And I think it's commonplace to see teams argue a call. When it's all said and done, we want to get things correct. And so maybe you see this happen in the G League. And what's the carryover to the NBA? I don't know, but I can tell you unequivocally, ownership wants to see a coach's challenge in the NBA at some point.
And I think, Doris, anytime you can make those coaches do more, put more on the line, just adds to the intrigue of the game.
No question.
That's in there. Love with the assist. 23 points for Lin.
Well, you can't let Jeremy Lin get started. This guy's starting to feel it right now.
From deep. And Jones pulls it down. Suns lead by 19 points. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
And really, this is where efficiency matters. Value every possession.
You simply have to make smart decisions. You're only hurting yourself with these miscalculations.
And it's George missing.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
No, exactly, Greg. Especially when the ball is that deep inside. You've got to respect how he altered that shot.
Pass to Redick. Now Jones. And then Jones with the jam.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Suns.
They really had it going, guys. Their offense propelled them.
In this case, it was the higher shooting percentage that made the difference and earned them the W.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Paul George.
Boy, with all the work he did at the offensive end, it seemed to me to take a toll on the defenders. They could neither match his energy nor his intensity.
Left side, Love. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
And guys, you got to ask, where was this effort when it mattered? The game's over now.
Right. Frustrating for sure, Greg. I don't think they'll be able to mount a comeback at this point.
Pass to Powell. Now Kufis. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Shot clock at 6. The 9-foot shot. There's Diallo. Kufis with it. Covered by Conley. And here's Kufis. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Outside Conley. Inside Gasol. The second chance effort. So it's the Suns winning easily here. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road